I can tell you, I'm not a bully. I've never walked into a fight I knew I was going to win. He can win this fight, but I could beat him too.
And what does it mean to have fought, you know, a lot of people have talked about this, that you fought John Jones, you fought Anderson Silva, and you fought Fedor Emelianenko, three of the, I'm not saying you're not great, but three of the great mixed martial artists, and no one else, I assume, will ever get to fight all three of those guys.
Yeah, I've never thought in those perspectives, but I get asked that a lot. So maybe I need to reevaluate. Maybe it is an honor, but I don't feel that way. I just feel like it's hard. I've never got to enjoy my career, which I look back at and really regret. I wish I did enjoy some of these moments, but it's always been so hard. The work is so hard and the stressful and the environment and the competition, everything that's on the line. So I never thought about it like that. When I was a wrestler, you took on everybody. So, in fighting, I've never looked at myself as fortunate. But I think maybe I'm looking at it wrong. I think I have been fortunate. But I've never looked at it like that. There's guys on the roster, and we meet up and we fight whenever we can and move on. So I suppose there's something to that, and I wish I did appreciate it more. To actually stop the fight, have the referee stop it or something along those lines?
Yes,
to beat him.
by TKO, KO.
Yeah, that'd be great. The shorter the fight is, the better, particularly we are in a tournament. It's going to be a quick turnaround for whoever comes out of this thing. So, yes, if I was being fair, I would love to be out of there as quick as possible.
Are you predicting that?
No, I'm not. I'm just predicting I'm going to fight him. I'm going to grind and push and, win the rounds where I can, win the spots where I can, protect myself where I can. I've never dealt with power like his. It's a very intimidating power. I haven't even felt it in the practice room, so I'll kind of get one shot at it. But I find that intriguing. That's part of the motivation for me. I'm very worried about it, but that's a positive. That's part of why we do this sport, or at least I do. So, yeah, that's it.
Last one for me. He's quite an intimidating man, isn't he? There's a intimidating presence about him.
He fights the way he gives interviews, right? I mean, there's no sharp edges. It's just, but he's got power on his feet. You want to stay on your feet, you got to deal with that. You go take him down, he'll roll you over and start beating you up on top. Right when he's beating you up on top, then all of a sudden he'll go for an arm or a neck, he's just really an open guy. He's really diverse. There's no spot that I'm going to be in this fight that I'm going to be comfortable. There's no chance to rest. There's no chance to go, okay, good, I got him here. He's got explosive power that I've never dealt with. Not very many human beings have it, but I haven't had to deal with anything like it. That size and the size difference and the strength. Strength difference, he'll be a stronger guy. It just creates for more explosion. And that's a problem. That's an intangible you can't really put your hand on. Explosion, athleticism. You can train for punches and kicks. You can't train for athleticism. And I think he has it. I think he's a very good fighter.
Had this run now where you haven't had to cut weight for these fights. How much healthier do you feel about not having that?
It's definitely a fight. The making weight is the fight before the fight, and it's a focus and it's a lifestyle change. It's the distraction, but there's also that switch when you get off the scale that you go into and go, okay, the competition's here, and I don't have that, and it's creating a bit of a panic for me. Maybe that's a good thing, but maybe it's not. I don't know this spot, and I haven't felt the stresses of the week. I haven't felt the reality that the competition is coming up. That's just always something I've had as a barrier before it was fight time, and it's gone. And it's weird. I will tell you, I do like it. If I had to choose one of the two, I would rather be comfortable now than uncomfortable. But physically, but psychologically, it's different. Things are different.
Where are you at right now, and where do you expect to be?
For the weigh-in,
Yeah.
I could weigh in as much as I would like to get in the ring about 220. What I'll weigh in at, I'll have breakfast and stuff beforehand, so I could have a couple of false pounds there. But I would expect to be around 223, 224, maybe less, but somewhere in there.
So how do you have time for all of the stuff that you're doing? You have your podcast, your YouTube page, ESPN, ESPN Plus. You were just covering Khabib versus McGregor. How do you have time for all this stuff? And now you got a fight, by the way, on Saturday.
Yeah. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for that. But I hate days off. I despise them. That would be, if you told me I had to go on vacation, that would just be miserable for me. So I actually have a vacation coming up with my wife. So
Is that weird?
Well, I hate days off so much. I don't like to sleep. I don't like time off. So the busier I can be for me, the better. But I don't sacrifice anything for the fight career and the competition. I've never missed a practice in my life due to having some other obligation. When it's time to practice, I go to practice.
You were working out in Vegas last week.
Yeah. I work out every day. If the coach doesn't travel with me, I'll go to a affiliate gym. I was at AKA the week before and able to get workouts in Vegas. So, and the career does not, the fight career and the competition does not take a back seat. It's number one. Work-wise, family, of course. But you understood my message.
Fedor made only 2 or 3 takedowns within the last 10 years. What ground game do you expect from him?
Yeah, from Fedor, I don't know. I'm not confident I can get him down. I am confident that if I get him down, he won't get up. That doesn't make me right, but that's where my confidence lies. I don't think he can get out from underneath me, but getting him there is going to be hard. Even when I just faced off with him, he's a little bit shorter than any opponent I've had to face. He's under 6 feet tall, and that makes it hard. I don't know if you guys realize it makes it hard as a wrestler to get underneath a guy. So it'll be a different kind of fight for me.
How different is it not having someone that doesn't respond to your verbal jabs?
It's probably helpful. I mean, what are you going to do, right? You can either be the useful idiot that's going to get abused and annoyed and ridiculed, or you can just not speak the language. Guys are getting up and walking out of press conferences now to avoid being ridiculed by. It's a tough spot, man. Those guys get put in a tough spot. They're just not. We're not intellectually equal.
Is that the right move for Khabib to leave that press conference, you think?
I think it was bad for media. I would always encourage guys to stay in front of the media. I don't know if fighters fully understand the value that you guys bring, and you are willing to bring it to a guy for free. And I think he should show you a certain amount of respect. At the same time, he was going to get ridiculed. It was going to be brutal. It was going to be awful. So if you can leave with the moral high ground of this is what the clock said, it's as good as move of any to get out of there.
You've been talking about Fedor for a number of years now, but did you ever think that you'd actually have a chance to fight him?
No, I didn't think so. I thought this was Randy's fight. I wanted it to be Randy's fight. I used to think about Fedor a lot when I'd be training, I'd be running, I'd be doing my exercise, I'd be thinking about Fedor. But I was a middleweight, and he was a heavyweight, and he was wrestling in Japan, and I was fighting in America. And I did not think our paths would ever cross.
When you say wrestling in Japan, what do you mean by that?
I mean, the fights were fixed. You know exactly what I meant by it. You just wanted me to say it, so there you go.
Well, you're a member of the media now, so you know how things operate.
Yeah. Fair point.
Do you, now that you said some negative things about him in the past, now that you've watched him on film and you've seen him, now that you're preparing for a fight with him, anything change about your perception of him?
No. I mean, the negative stuff comes just from a competitive standpoint. I don't know him as a person. Even the guys I fiercely dislike in the sport, I don't want them to have bad lives. I just competitively want to beat them. So, but I look for that stuff. I don't look to sit back like someone being in awe of another person. It's unarmed combat. He doesn't get to bring anything in the ring that I don't. And, we have so many cowards in this sport. Our fans are turning into cowards. The fighters in the locker room have been chickens for years. But that's really who my message is. It's not really to Fedor. It's to the rest of the guys on the roster that duck and dodge and hide and call in sick and don't want to make weight and need more money thrown at them and any other excuse they can get out of going out there and doing the heavy lifting. That's who the message is to. So, Fedor had to be the brunt of it. I don't know if he misinterpreted it the wrong way, but I don't really give a damn if he did.
You think he's the best heavyweight of all time?
I think he's the best heavyweight. Here's one that may surprise you, but I think Josh Barnett needs to be in that conversation, and I think Verdum's in that conversation, and I think that's probably where it ends. I think it's between those three. If I had to pick one, I think I would say it's Fedor, but I think those other two need their credit too.
If he were to win this tournament, would that cement him as the best of all time, you think?
If he wins the tournament, I think so, because you got to understand he would be transcending generations. I thought that was so impressive with Georges St. Pierre when he went out the first time after he beat Hendricks. He beat all the guys of yesteryear. He beat all the guys of his time, some of them twice over. And then he beat the next generation. Johnny went and ran with the title for a while. So, yeah, I think so. If he can beat guys of 3 different generations, I think he should get his credit.
3 more guys.
I think he probably gets his credit anyway, but I think that would solidify it to your point.
We're waiting for some comedy night before the fight.
For me, yeah, I don't have any comedy night, man. I'm just here to fight. This is a tournament. You have to understand it's a little bit different for us athletes. It doesn't come from animosity.
Chicago, for example.
Yeah, these fights didn't get picked out for, for personal reasons. It's a straight line bracket. You advance, you take on whoever's in front of you.
Vladimir Putin today met with Khabib Nurmagomedov, and probably he will watch your fight with Fedor. What will be your message for him?
That's a tremendous honor. Did he say my name, or did he just say I watched Fedor's fight?
Of course, he will watch only because.
I was just wondering if he said my name. I was wondering that would be an exciting moment for me. I know our president's going to be watching too, but that's a pretty cool thing.
All right, guys. What do you feel about Friday's main event between Mitrione and Bader, taking out the fact that the winner fights you?
I like that fight a lot. I think it's probably. I don't think we're going to see any surprises. I think Mitrione's got to take care of him on his feet, and Bader's got to drag him down. I trust those guys. That's what those guys are saying. Mitrione thinks he can knock him out, and Bader thinks he can drag him down. I think they're both right. I think if Mitrione lands, Bader's in trouble. If Bader gets a hold of him, Mitrione's probably not going to get up for a little bit. So, good fight. I wish I was first. I wish I was on Friday and I could go and watch their fight and ridicule them or enjoy them, however I wanted to do it. But